Okay, I know this is rude, very rude, and there'll be lots of jokes about this. But what do you think it really is? Stay tuned. I'm going to show you.
Good morning, everybody. It's Stephen here for Bland Designs and the Idiot Quilter, and welcome to my weekly vlog number 359 for Monday, May the 13th, 2024. And I hope all the mothers out there had a great Mother's Day. And if you saw Stephen and Walter live yesterday, we sort of explored, playing devil's advocate, but sort of explored the dark side of Mother's Day. Yes, there is a dark side. It's not all flowers and chocolates, okay? But if you didn't see that, you might want to catch the replay. But let's move right into current projects. Well, I have nothing to show you. You see it at the back. I'm just working on those particular blocks. That's for the sew along for the Churchill block that Stephanie Stitches and myself are doing. And the first video of that went up last week. And there'll be another one come up this week for the next steps in making this block. And I'll talk a little bit more about some of the problems I've been having with that block. I'll talk about that tomorrow on the Idiot Quilter. But that's basically all I've been doing. Well, not completely. I've been working on a very secret project as well. And I have to keep my lips sealed. I do. Not just because of me, because of other people that are involved with the secret project. So say no more, say no more. So let's move on, shall we? To YouTube channel of the week. Okay, it is May. And in May, and excuse me, I'm going to have to clear my throat. A little froggy this morning. May, over in Europe, is the time when they have the Eurovision contest. If you've never heard of Eurovision, it is a music contest that involves, well, I think this year they had 37 countries involved. And they send a representative from their own contest, I guess that's how they do it, excuse me again, to represent their country in this contest. This contest has been going on for about 68 years. One of the big time winners, I think it was in 1974, was ABBA. And, well, you knew what happened with ABBA, right? ABBA's become a household word. So this is no small potatoes. And the production quality of this program is fantastic. So if you've got about 3.5 hours to kill, you can go onto YouTube and watch the entire competition, actually the finals. Watch the finals, not the semifinals and things like that with it. But I look forward to it every year, and last night we watched the whole thing. Like I said, 3.5 hours long, and it was not disappointing. It never is. But if you want to know more about this, I do have a little video clip that I have reviewed for this week's YouTube channel, so you'll get a sense of what this is all about. Every year in May, I look forward to this contest. I discovered this several years ago. It's been going for many, many years, and it's the Eurovision Song Contest. And this is a big contest for countries in Europe. All their best musical talent is entered into this competition, and well, it's a spectacular show. Now, right now, at this point in the year, they are into the first parts of the contest, and eventually this will be leading up to the final finale, which runs probably about 4 hours long. So if you're going to watch it from beginning to end on YouTube, you need to get yourself situated in a very comfortable chair with lots of snacks around you. What I like about the Eurovision contest is not only the different types of music that you hear, but also it's the production, the way it's done. That's very, very elaborate, and it is definitely a lot of entertainment. So if you have never experienced Eurovision, then you must check this out on YouTube. Now, the finals don't happen until the end of the month of May, but if you go to the Eurovision YouTube channel and you subscribe to it, you'll get notified when those videos are put up. This particular video clip shows you the 37 different entries, just clips of each one for this year's contest. So If you enjoy music, if you enjoy music that has big production numbers with it, you're going to want to check out Eurovision. So that link you'll find in the show notes below. You'll also find a link for Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen, Wednesdays. You know the drill. If you're a quilter, there are 2 links to my 2 patterns that I have written, and they are free to download. So if you're interested, there's links to all my friends' channels as well. And there's links to last week's videos too. So lots there if you're behind in getting your Bland Designs Idiot Quilter on, I guess. You can fulfill that desire from the show notes. Okay, let's take a look at what's happening outside. There's the view from the Ring camera this morning at 6:40. Yes, it's early, but I'm an early riser, and it doesn't everything look nice and green. Now it looks like it may be a little cloudy today. I haven't seen the forecast. It is not particularly warm right now. It's 9 degrees C, so that's about 48 degrees Fahrenheit, 48 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It could rain, but you know, that's okay. We need the rain. They definitely need the rain, I think, out west in Calgary, Edmonton areas, because they're having forest fires again. So for you Americans, be prepared to breathe in Canadian smoke again this year. And as we all say here in Canada, sorry about that. But anyways, the trees are looking great. I love it when the trees are leafed out here. There's one part of our neighborhood, they chopped down all the trees. I think I mentioned that before. I don't know if they had a disease or what. They look perfectly healthy to me, but they did, and they just chewed up the stumps they left behind the other day. We noticed too. That street, I'm glad we live on the way down the block from where that street is, because it looks really bare and desolate. And I hate to see them cut down trees. We need trees. Now, the city probably will come around and plant some new ones there, but they'll be little trees. It's going to take a long time. These trees were little trees at one time, too, when we moved into this house. But that was 29 years ago. So, you know, trees take a while to grow, and they do so much good for our environment as well. So I just really hate it when I see them cut them down. But on the other hand, if they were diseased, they're probably afraid the trees will spread their version of COVID to other trees, and that could be worse. So I have to trust that they know what they're doing. Yeah, their government. Does the government know what it's doing? No, it doesn't. Ever. But anyways, so that's what things are looking like today outside my front door. Okay. Let's see. What's next? Okay. What's pissing me off? Well, let's talk about scammers again. Now, last week, I think I went on a whole number about scammers and things like that. And yeah, we know what scammers are. Every one of us is getting scammed on a daily basis, really. If you're on the internet, if you have email, you're scammed every day. But you want to know something? There is something that I'd like to call legitimate scammers. Okay? These are not the people that are necessarily across the big pond in India, Nigeria, wherever, parts further away. These are not the ones that are calling from necessarily from a phone center in some rundown old building overseas. These are right in front of us, under our nose, and we deal with them on a daily basis. And what I'm talking about is basically companies, legitimate companies. They scam us all the time. Let's start with one that we're all on, and you're on it right now if you're seeing this. YouTube. YouTube is scamming us. Have you noticed the way they're doing advertisements now? And remember, content creators have no control or say over the advertising on their channels, okay? Over the years, slowly but surely, YouTube is doing advertising like they do on regular television programs. You'll see the little dial come up on the bottom of your screen in the right-hand corner, telling you how many seconds the advertisement is going to last before you can skip it. If you can skip it, you can't skip every ad. And if you have noticed, because I have, that little time wheel has gotten longer and longer. 30 seconds to a minute. And it spins slowly. I'm not even sure if it's really marking legitimate seconds. And there you sit. Now, last night, excuse me, coughs back. Last night when we were watching that 3.5 hour Eurovision program, oh yeah, they actually put up, YouTube did, there will be fewer ads during these longer programs. There was not. Well, there might have been fewer, but they were longer before you could skip over them. Very, very annoying. And you know, the scam here is this. They want to annoy us because they want us to buy the paid service. And I refuse to do that. YouTube is making lots and lots of money from their sponsors, from the ads that they run. And although they share some of that revenue with us creators, it's only a drop in the bucket in their overall profit margin. So yes, they are making money from that. You do not need to buy their subscription service and pay more money. And a few people have told me, I don't know how true this is, because I do not have the subscription service, that they are still, at times, not as frequently, but at times, still getting advertisements. So that's a scam. And you know, that whole scam thing applies to Netflix and to Prime Video. Now, Netflix and Prime Video and Disney and any other ones out there, you pay for those. Okay, I pay for Netflix, I pay for Disney, and I pay for Prime. Now, the thing with Netflix is they have a new service. If you want, you can get a cheaper service. We have the premium service, so we don't get any advertisements on it. But if we were to drop down to about half the price we pay a month now, we could get a service cheaper, but we would have advertisements. Well, at least you have a bit of a choice there, because their Prime service is not that bad monthly. But then you have Amazon with their Prime. And Amazon, I pay for Prime. Okay, for the free delivery thing. That in itself is a little bit of a scam, telling you you're going to get it within 2 days. Well, you do, but guess what? If you don't have Prime, you'll still probably get it within 1 or 2 days. And I have thought about canceling that. However, the reason I don't is because I get Prime Television with that. And if I want, I can get Prime Music. I don't use that service, but I do use the Prime Video. And that was fine. However, Prime now has a new tier on their television, on their video or streaming video. And that one doesn't have any advertisements, but the one we have that comes with my Prime that I pay over $100 a year for now has ads, and they're very annoying. They come at the very beginning of your program, and they are a good 30 to 60 seconds long, and they will come in the middle of a program too. So yeah, that's just like watching regular television anymore. That is a scam. Again, they're trying to annoy you, so you will go to the next tier and give them even more money, and I refuse to do that. Plus, if I have to get rid of one of the services, I'd probably get rid of Prime. Reason being is their programming is not as good as the programming on Netflix. And I love documentaries, and the documentaries on Prime, on Amazon, suck. And you know they're going to suck when you hear the narrator, because the narrator has that voice, and it's hard to describe, but you know, it's that cheap, we made this really quick kind of voice. I can't describe it in any other way. It's kind of cheesy. And as soon as I hear that, I know, oh, this is going to be a piece of crap. Someone's just strung together a whole bunch of little stock footage and video clips from, you know, other things and tried to make it into a documentary. That disappoints me. Another one that disappoints me that is an even bigger scam is one we have here in Canada. I don't think you have it in the States. It's called Crave. And it's run by my internet provider, one of the two biggies, Bell Canada. And most of the programs on it are crap too. Occasionally they'll come up with something you can't get anywhere else. But you see, the way they do their little scam is there's one level of Crave, but then they tease you with all these good shows, but you can't get those unless you go to another level of Crave, which costs a whole lot more than what we're paying per month right now. In fact, I think Walter said he was going to cancel it. We had they offer a free subscription trial for a while. So we had that for a while. Now he's going to cancel it. And if we see something coming up in the future, we'll subscribe to again, watch that program, and then cancel it again. And this is why people pirate things, because there are ways on the internet where you can download current movies and television programs. And if you've got a little bit of technical know-how, you can easily stream those from your computer to your TV set. Don't ask me how I know that. Okay. But, if things were more reasonable in price, there would be a lot less of that. They've never learned from the music industry. Music industry, people were used to be stealing, all the time. Back in the days when we had MP3 players and stuff like that, Napster, if you remember that. Napster got taken to court with that one, and it wiped them out. But, then the record companies, the recording studios got smart and started their own streaming services. And now we have, like Apple Music and Amazon Music and other ones that are out there, Spotify, that kind of thing. Yes, you pay for that. But if you're really into music and things like that, those aren't too bad price-wise so far. But again, what you used to be able to purchase on store shelves, now you've got to pay a subscription. And subscriptions are not just limited to entertainment. Major companies that make major software like Microsoft, Adobe, those kind of companies, everything is subscription with those. Word is no longer standalone, although if you hunt, you can get a standalone version where you pay one price and that's it. But they don't want you to know about that, especially when you get a new Windows computer. Now, I'm a Mac person now, and when I got my Mac, I actually bought Word. It cost me $300 or $400 for it, but it came already installed on my computer and the whole bit. So I don't have to worry about subscription. However, if you do have to, like if you get a new Windows computer, automatically it has Word on it, and it automatically tries to enroll you in their subscription program. Well, no, I don't want to be paying that month after month after month. Yeah, the subscription program may seem cheap. I don't know what it is for Word, but let's say it's $5.99. It's probably more than that a month. And you think, well, that's only $6, that's one fancy coffee at Starbucks kind of a thing, no big deal. Yeah, start multiplying it by 12 months, and then before you know it, you've been there for 5 years. Think about how much you've spent for that. You have spent more for this subscription than you would have if you were able to have outright bought the program. And that's how a lot of companies have gone now. Even my income tax program that I've been using for years have gone to online service, where they used to send you a file and you installed it to your computer and away you went. Not this year, and I'm not sure about last year, but this year, nope. You have to do it all online. And the reason they make you do it all online is because they're constantly bombarding you as you're working on your income tax with information about their other services. Like, well, they have an advisor for a certain fee. You can have someone look over your income tax and make sure you're getting everything that you should be, you're doing correctly. Or for another fee, you can have somebody there in their company do your income tax for you and the whole bit. Not unlike taking it maybe to what those tax places that used to be in shopping malls. Don't know if those even happen anymore. But yeah, but it's their grubby little fingers are into you all the time. And these are, in my way of thinking, legitimate scams. They're not illegal for them to do it, but it's set up in such a way that it's going to steal your money for you. You're paying more for less all the time. So I'm sure you can think of a whole bunch of other ones that are out there as well. But yeah, so scammers aren't just the phone or the emails and things that come in telling you that, you owe money to the IRS or the CRA and you have to pay in gift cards. Legitimate companies are scamming us as well. I guess it goes back to that old expression, buyer beware. And we have to be more aware than we've ever had to be in any other time in history. Yeah. Okay. So, new products. Well, this is going to be a little weird to put this here in new products, but there's a reason I'm going to show this to you as soon as I get it up here on my screen. And here we go. So, cough medicine. Yes. As I'm still recovering from COVID here, I still have the cough. It seems to be worse at night. I do need a little cough medicine. So, went to our big, huge chain drugstore, Shoppers Drug Mart, the biggest one in Canada, and their shelves are bare. And I was looking around, and there's a lot of over-the-counter type of drugs that are missing. And if you do find some, they're as expensive as hell. Now, I don't know why. They always like to scream shortage, don't they, on these things? I don't. Then they try to blame it. Well, they used to blame it on COVID, right? And they still at times blame it on COVID. Well, they still haven't caught up in the, in the shipping and all of this stuff because this is the after effects of COVID. Yeah. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Okay? What they're doing is they're trying to create, there's another business thing here, the law of supply and demand. If you have something that people want, but there's not enough of it, you raise the price. And that's exactly what Shoppers Drug Mart does. And by the way, just as an aside, Shoppers Drug Mart is owned by the Loblaws Corporation, which owns a lot of major grocery stores. And they've been talking about scammers a moment ago. They've been scamming us by the prices they're putting things out. And they're very bold about it. They talk about record profits in the last quarter. Yeah, because you put your prices up and there's people who can't afford food. But that's a rant for another day. Excuse me. Back to my cough syrup here. So I didn't really know this. You probably did. But there's a lot of over-the-counter drugs that you can get from Amazon. And the price may or may not be good. You don't know. But I decided, well, crap on Shoppers Drug Mart. I'll just go on Amazon. And it comes to my house. And I got it in under 2 days. And that's what I did. And that's what I'm going to do from now on. If I need something of this nature, I'm going to look on Amazon first. If the price is right and they've got it, I'm going to order it from them. Why get it from this big drugstore that's gouging me for it, the price of it? So that's the one thing I bought. And the other thing that I bought, okay, this one, I wasn't planning on buying any, of these USB blocks for plugging in equipment and stuff. But I got a notification from Amazon that also came from the Canadian government, Health and Welfare Canada. Apparently, I had something like this before. These are a little different. And I bought them in 2021. And well, I guess they said there's a fire hazard. Now, I don't use those very often. They're more for when I travel. But, you don't want to take the chance. They said they could burst into flames. And they said, throw them away. So I did. I went online here and I found these. And these ones are all approved. You can see the markings on them. And they say in their description that they, meet the safety standards of both the United States and Canada. So, yeah. That's good. And it was a 5-pack and they're pretty. And for $28.99. So I purchased them. and I got them the other day, and I've plugged one in. It works fine. So we'll see if there's any recall on these at any time in the future. But here's the thing. I got thinking. Amazon is kind of like Costco when it comes to returning things. You can return things even though you've had them for a few years and the whole bit. So I went into the return section. It takes a little bit. You got to hit a few buttons before you actually get a person on the other end of your computer. And I did get somebody, and I had my order number from 2021 for those other ones that I threw away. And I said, okay, they already know. They have everything tied into that number, my order number. And I said, these have been recalled. They're a fire hazard. I've had them since 2021. I'm wondering if I can get a refund on them. Well, whoever was on the other end of the line said, please give me 2 to 3 minutes. And they wanted to check with somebody a little higher up. And they came back in 2 to 3 minutes and said, yeah, we'll credit your account for the price that you paid for those. I said, thank you very much. So, you know, I always talk about the squeaky wheel gets the grease. But in my way of thinking, even though it was easy enough for me to say, okay, I bought them in 2021, 3 years ago. You know, I paid, I think at that time for these 2 blocks, this one's a 5 block that I just showed you, but 2 blocks, $20. $20 is not going to make or break me. But they are a defective item. So who should be responsible for that? Now, Amazon has a lot of clout with the companies that supply these products that they're, you know, putting into the Amazon store. So I'm sure Amazon can get their money back in one way or another from the company that supplied those. So anyways, they had no hassle. I got a credit, and that's on my account. So yeah. So if you've got the time, yes, these things take a little bit of time, and there's another scam. Places have return policies, but they don't make it necessarily easy for something to be returned. That's a legitimate scam because they figure you're not going to take the time, the effort. Well, I'm retired. I take the time and effort, as you well know. It is one of my missions in my retired life. If a company screws around with me, I'm going after them. Yeah. And I am proud of that. I really am. Yep. The little guy taking down the big guy kind of thing. So anyways, that's what new purchases I had this week. Exciting, right? Cough syrup and power blocks. Okay. Now, as far as grow light's concerned, still nothing to show you. However, we're getting closer because Walter went out and he got new soil to put in those boxes. Not sure when he's going to get to it. He has a busy week this week. He's going out for lunch today. And then he's got something on near the tail end of the week. And yeah, he's just Mr. Socialite this week. Okay. Now, in my section on can I print this 3D effing thing, I showed you at the beginning it's called a screw sword. It does look a little rude, okay, when it's sitting on the bed of the printer. But, well, I made a little video about this, why I was excited that this print worked.
Okay, I know right off the bat this looks rude. But you're asking, what is it? Well, let me show you something really interesting. You actually hold it this way. Stand back. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that is a really cool print. Now, you've seen my lightsaber before that I did. Well, this one's called the screw sword. Because if you look at this closely, you'll notice how the pieces are all like a screw. This was done on the printer as a print-in-place print. What's a print-in-place print? Well, it means the whole thing printed out this way. There is nothing I needed to attach to this. There was nothing I needed to assemble. It popped right off of the bed of the 3D printer, and this was the end result. I love these kind of things because I think it's fascinating in the design. And if you take a look here at the bottom, see all these circles and how close they are? These are each of the segments. do it the right way. They're each of these segments. And your printer bed has to be very accurately balanced in order to do something like this. On my older machines, before I got the automatic bed leveling system installed on them, they wouldn't have been able to handle this. But now that that's on there, it works brilliantly. So I'm loving this. This is a challenge to create, and it worked out really, really well. I'm going to look for more models that are print in place. You've seen some of the ones I've made before, the articulated lizards and dragons and things like that. I'm going to see if there's other ones. Maybe I'll do a series of ones that are like these swords. The only thing I wish that I had right now is a kid that I could give these things to so they could terrorize other kids in the neighborhood. Don't know anybody with kids that age that would like these. So, yeah. Well, it's all fun and games until someone pokes out an eye, right? Just saying.
So I'm working on another project, which is a series of things, and I'll talk more about that down the road. Okay, blasts from the past video clip. All right, last week, a lot of people made comments that, oh, you look so young. Well, it was only 13 years ago. Oh, my God. Some people said, yeah, well, if you got rid of the beard and the mustache, you'd probably look younger again. Not happening. I was never able to grow one of these when I was younger. And when COVID came along and I tried this, it still took some time to get it. This is not disappearing anytime soon. I like my facial hair. I don't know what it is about women. Women have a thing about hair, on men. Personally, I like it. So, I like my man big and hairy. Never mind. Okay, let's get back on here. So you saw that, and it was kind of funny. Younger Stephen. Okay, so you know how on YouTube there are lots of videos about storage, how to organize, how to store things, right? So this video clip I'm going to show you today must have been I got on the bandwagon with doing videos about storage as well. And remember, this is back in my crafting days, and I found these interesting little wall hanging things that I thought would work really well in my studio. So that's what this clip is all about today.
Okay, this is a really quick little video that I want to share with you because I want to show you how I display and store the various booklets that I make, the albums. I was sort of setting them up on the edge of a bookshelf, but they were gathering dust there and I was running out of space. And so I was thinking, well, what can I use to show them off and have them readily accessible, and at the same time kind of add a little bit of decor to my craft room. So I have these 4 cupboards along one wall of my craft room, as you can see. You'll notice I have my ribbons all on a little ribbon holder that I created. Really simple. Maybe I'll do a video about how to do that at a future date. And I bought these little, they're meant to be mail and key holders that you mount to a wall in your house. I bought them at Home Outfitters. They were about 20 bucks a piece, I think. No, not that expensive, about $14 a piece. And what I did is I simply screw nailed them to the doors of these cabinets, and they serve as a little basket. So you can see here, I can actually get, oops, a little out of focus there. I can get quite a few things in here, and they hold various sizes. And also what I liked about this was below, you can see, you've got the hooks. And so I just took some of my booklets that I've created and I put a slip ring, whatever they call those, O-ring, slip ring, C-ring, something like that, just through the binding and hung them up. Closer look at that. So you see? Now the beauty of that is I can take that ring off at any time that I want to, and or I just unhook them, and I've got enough space up there that I can put several of these booklets along here. So I spaced these ones out, but they can overlap, and I think actually they kind of make the whole setting look very nice in my craft room. I think they kind of stand out. So that was just a quickie to show you what I've done with a combination of storage and a little bit of home decor, I suppose.
So that brings us to events in the past week. Well, we had a couple of online live events. On Wednesday evening, the Fab Five, that's Shannon of Slay Arts, Stephanie of Stephanie Stitches, Russ of Quilt Meets World, and Walter and myself, we did our monthly social review. And we talked about items that we use in our sewing rooms that we really like, and some things that we wasted our money on. And there was lots of conversation about those kind of things in the chat as well. And if you haven't seen that, it is here on my channel, and you can watch that for yourself. And my friend Russ of Quilt Meets World on Friday night had his 1,000 plus subscriber bash, and he had Stephanie there, Walter and myself. He had a friend of his, Dave, and he had his sister, Fran. And it was funny because Fran told some revealing and embarrassing stories about Russ when he was much younger. So yeah, like siblings do, right? So if you're interested, you didn't see that, you can go to Russ's site, Quilt Meets World. There's a link in the show notes for the video as well, and catch up on that. Okay, so what's coming up? Well, this morning, once I get this up and gone, I have a dental appointment, and it's for a cleaning. And I hate going to the dentist. Who doesn't? They always want to hurt me, in my mind. This one I'm a little worried about for a little different reason. As you know, I've told you that I use a water pick now. It was recommended to me by one of my friends and subscribers, and I was skeptical about it, but I loved it. I love it. And I use my water pick 3 times a day, and it does a wonderful job. And so the last time I had my teeth cleaned, and sorry I keep clearing my throat. I know that's annoying, but it's either that or I hack up phlegm, and that would be more annoying and gross. Anyways, I had been using it for about 2 months or so before I had my last cleaning, and I had the best cleaning ever. That one. She was done in no time and said, there is not much here to work with. At first I thought she meant maybe my teeth had all fallen out, but no, she meant about the whatever they're cleaning out when they get in there. Like, it always feels like they're going for a treasure hunt, you know, and they're digging a deep mine shaft to get at the gold. But anyway, so as I said, I use my water pick faithfully every day. So I'm going to be interested in seeing what the results are this time. The thing is, we were talking about scammers before. Dentists are scammers. They always find something, don't they, that's going to cost you money. It doesn't mean if she gets in there and spends like a lot less time than usual, that it's going to cost me any less. Yeah, they have something called units. No one figures that one out. Maybe somebody out there is a dental hygienist or a dentist or something, knows what that's all about. But yeah, they still charge you. Like, this will be probably a $200 plus little trip. Heaven only knows. I'm trying to think whether or not they want to do x-rays again. It's like every other visit. Oh, we haven't done x-rays in a while. We should do x-rays. And that's like $100 and some odd bucks on there. But anyways, I'll be interested to see. The thing that's worrying me is, what if she's in there for a long time in the whole bit, and I have this water pick and I use it faithfully, as I said. Yeah, lots of questions go on in my head. Anyways, I'm not looking forward to this. I got to leave here in about an hour and a half's time to get to my appointment. And yeah, let's just get it out of the way. And then later this week, I have an appointment with the ophthalmologist, for my checkup, annual checkup. Well, it used to be annual. Now it's every 18 months because, see, for people over the age of 65, eye exams are free. But it used to be you could have one a year. Now, our Ontario government, in their infinite wisdom, and talk about your scammers there, now they've made it every 18 months. So anyways, I go on Thursday morning for that. And I'm going to ask her if my prescription has changed. See, these are for reading. All right. I had my cataracts done back 12 years ago. and they put lenses in my eyes so I don't need corrective lenses. Well, that's not completely true. Yes, I do. I don't need them for distance, but I need them for close-up computer work. So that's why I have these. And the fact is that I'm sitting in front of a computer screen a lot, or looking at things like on my sewing machine or stuff like that. I have to wear these. And the big problem with them is that when I take them off, it takes a while for my eyes to get adjusted again to distance. But these are also supposedly, I don't know if they call them that, transitional or progressive lenses, where, you know, you look in the different parts of it and you get different, I don't know, is it focal length? I don't know. They don't work very well for me with that. Can't get used to them. I've had them before too, and I just can't get used to them. So I'm going to speak to her about that. And right next door to where I get my eyes checked is the glass shop I go to, Optical Boutique. Sounds very posh, and it is. He has great lenses, or great frames though, but you pay for them. But I'll ask Carl in there about this and see what he will recommend. I don't want new frames. I love these. I know he will immediately say, "Oh, just let me try something on you." He does this all the time. And he has good taste. He knows what looks decent on people as well. However, his frames are expensive. And the trend right now is for these great big huge ones. Yeah, no. No, I don't need to have like fish bowls on my face with it. I love these ones because they are light. They don't go out of adjustment. I mean, wireframes and things, I've had those over the years, and I'm constantly back into the optical boutique for them to adjust them. These ones, I haven't had to have that done to them. They've been great, and I like the light color because it goes with my hair, you know, accentuates my eyes, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I do like these frames, so I won't get new frames. But I'm going to see about lenses and what he can recommend for that. So yeah, that's excitement this week as well. So lots coming up. Anything else? Yes, advance notice. Pop-up Sew Day. Not this Saturday coming, which is May the 18th. It'll be on May the 25th, Saturday, May the 25th. Now, originally, I think I did mention I was thinking about having it on May the 18th, but that turns out to be the long weekend here in Canada, the 2-4 weekend as we call it. And and then on the 25th, Walter has an in-person sew day with his cronies down at the club, and I'll be home all by my little lonesome. So I need company. So I thought, May 25th is a better day for it. Now, I think that may be a long weekend for Americans as well. So yeah, whatever. I'm sure there'll be lots of people, though, that don't have any real plans for that weekend or whatever and feel like joining me. So yeah, those of you on my mailing list will get a notice of that in another week's time, and it'll be posted in my show notes. Okay, so did I have any subscriber comments from last week's video about the cops? I had. And a lot of you seem to agree with me about what I said about the police, which is kind of a sad state of affairs in the sense that if we're all feeling that way about our police services, something needs to be done. But if you didn't see that video or that vlog, you can go back. It's listed in my show notes in past videos, past week's videos. So it's there. Okay, well, that's it for me today. And I hope you're going to have a good day, and I hope you're going to have a good week. And tune in tomorrow for the Idiot Quilter. Tune in on Friday for So Chatty. And then, of course, on Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m., Stephen and Walter Live. Yep, lots here for your entertainment. For your entertainment. Yeah, just for your entertainment. And it's no scamming. Yeah, I promise you that. Okay, have a good one. Bye for now.